Yeah, I just had to call because I feel like it's just an echo chamber today. Everybody is agreeing with you.
Well, they're not, though, are they?
Sexist. Yeah, pardon?
They're not, though, are they?
Well, a little bit. Everybody's sexist.
No,
We're ignorant. And and by the way, we voted Brexit. But what I want to say is, I think in the beginning we all embraced her, and
exactly. Sorry, you've misunderstood.
No, let me finish. The Queen was the one who, we all embraced her. I thought, she's a breath of fresh air. She's different.
So what changed?
The anti-Kate. I tell you what. When you cherry pick articles about the baby bump, which is just stupid clickbait. I mean, that's what the press does. They do stupid clickbait.
And where do you get your information about the royal family from?
It's that. We read it. Do I dislike Meghan because she held her bump? No, I don't care.
No, but if you're not getting your information from the newspapers, where are you getting it from?
Meaning what?
About the royal family.
I still read the papers.
Right.
Like, what are you asking? What I'm saying is that you are claiming that she's bullied. Meghan is bullied. Have we forgotten that Camilla Parker Bowles went through the exact same thing, if not worse? She was pilloried. She was the Rottweiler.
Camilla Parker Bowles was perceived as breaking up Prince Charles and Diana's marriage.
Pardon?
Camilla Parker Bowles was.
My point being.
So if I said, why have people taken against Camilla Parker Bowles?
She was the most bullied woman, and we're forgetting that. The press does this.
No, we're not forgetting that, because if I said, why is everybody being so mean?
We must be racist because we don't like her.
No, if everybody said, why is everybody being mean to Camilla Parker Bowles, and you rang up and said, well, she was Prince Charles's mistress, she's the reason why we have our first ever divorced monarch. I'd go, that's a good reason. That's a good reason. So now I say about Meghan Markle.
You're saying that she's been bullied disproportionately than anybody else because she's a woman and we're afraid of.
So why do you think she has then?
Well, to be honest with you, I don't think she has. The reason, I'll tell you what turned me against, what really put a bad taste in my mouth was the documentary. One, for months they have been building up this website. This has been very, very premeditated.
How do you know?
I think it's the indignity. How do you know they've been building up this website? These things don't come out.
No, but where do you get that information from? It sounds to me like you're cherry picking newspaper articles.
Because I'm clever, and you don't build these things out of thin air. They come with months and months of planning.
Okay, so you didn't hear about it.
I don't need a paper to tell me that.
Oh, okay. How do you know it even exists?
I don't need you to tell me that.
How do you know it even exists? Because you're clever, but didn't you ring in to tell me that there was something wrong about echo chambers painting other people as not being clever?
No, the point being...
No, you did. I was here.
Yes.
Right. So you get all your information from newspapers and you're clever, but you don't like echo chambers. So here's the question. Why did you turn against... Why did you turn against Meghan Markle?
All of your callers have been agreeing with you, yes.
No, all of my callers have made sense until now. So why did you turn against Meghan Markle?
What I'm turning against actually is you, because you are the one who will.
Yes, but I'm not interested in me.
Everybody is racist or we're sexist.
No. Why do you not like her then? Why does she leave a nasty taste in your mouth, January?
Well, it's actually even not her, it's him.
Well, no, we're talking about her. You said the moment she left a nasty taste in my mouth.
Family.
Yes.
And the fact is, when you do
so you're going to pretend you didn't just say that.
You do a documentary in Africa, for instance.
Yes.
And you're in probably the poorest country in the world, one of the poorest countries in the world.
Yes.
And they're doing fantastic things, and they have such great reception. Everybody was applauding the trip. It was a success. And then they do a documentary, and what do they talk about? They talk about themselves. And I find that really undignified. It's just, they were claiming how, you know what?
So when they're asked questions about themselves, what should they say?
I don't think they shouldn't have said anything.
Welcome back to Harry and Meghan TV, where we cut through the noise and spotlight the truth with clarity, dignity, and a bit of well-deserved humour. And today's episode centres on James O'Brien's unforgettable takedown of a caller who simply could not explain why she suddenly turned against Meghan Markle. From the moment she opened her mouth, it was clear the problem wasn't getting information from the press. It was getting her opinions from the press. And James, with that razor-sharp logic he's loved for, patiently peeled back every contradiction as this caller spiraled deeper into confusion, comparing Camilla to Meghan as if that made any sense in the real world, flipping positions like she had multiple personalities, arguing with each other live on air. And honestly, the moment she tried to justify her nonsense, you could feel the second-hand embarrassment from abroad, because this was Karen energy calling internationally just to embarrass herself and the country. I swear I watched this clip multiple times and couldn't stop laughing, because if you go up against James without facts, you will trip over every single one of your own words. And James, calm, steady, surgical, proved once again why he's a legend, dismantling the evil-minded rhetoric with nothing but truth, logic, and patience. Once again, Meghan is vindicated. The hysteria is exposed for what it is, and James O'Brien reminds the world that when the noise gets loud, reason still exists. And today, reason won. The karma of online criticism, when opinions boomerang back. Just like Albi's relentless online attacks on Meghan Markle, this caller's criticism reveals a deeper pattern of media-induced narrative manipulation that echoes the very dynamics we've been exploring. Her incoherent ramblings, jumping between comparisons of Camilla and Meghan without substantive evidence, demonstrate precisely how easily individuals can be manipulated by sensationalist press narratives. When James O'Brien skillfully dismantles her argument, exposing the lack of logical foundation in her claims, it becomes painfully clear how external narratives can poison personal perspectives. Her call serves as a microcosm of the broader issue. People parroting media talking points without critical examination, turning personal opinions into weaponized rhetoric that says more about the speaker's biases than the subject of criticism. In this digital age, where keyboards become battlegrounds and opinions are traded like currency, such encounters remind us how important it is to question our own assumptions and seek understanding rather than perpetuate divisive narratives. Karma's digital echo, a tale of online consequences. You know how sometimes people just spin wild narratives without any real foundation? That's exactly what happened with this caller's attempt to critique Meghan Markle. It was like watching someone try to build a house of cards during a windstorm, utterly chaotic and, honestly, bound to collapse. Her reasoning was about as clear as mud, jumping from one incoherent argument to another faster than a hyperactive squirrel. She'd randomly throw Camilla into the conversation like some bizarre conversational grenade, with zero logical connection, just pure unfiltered nonsense. The comparisons were so bizarre, so disconnected from reality, that it almost felt like she was reading from a script written by someone who'd fallen asleep mid-typing. James O'Brien, being the verbal ninja he is, systematically dismantled her argument piece by piece, exposing the gaping holes in her logic. It was, well, rather like watching a surgeon carefully dissect a rambling conspiracy theory. Precise, methodical, and ultimately revealing just how utterly ridiculous her claims were. The caller's attempt to sound rational was about as successful as trying to swim in a concrete pool. Completely impossible, and honestly just a bit embarrassing to watch. The clash of logic, when prejudice meets reason. In a masterful display of intellectual prowess, James O'Brien dismantled the caller's incoherent arguments with surgical precision, maintaining an extraordinary level of professional composure that has become his trademark. Where another host might have erupted in frustration, O'Brien methodically exposed the logical fallacies underpinning her statements, gently but firmly revealing the inconsistencies in her reasoning. His approach wasn't about humiliation, but illumination, systematically questioning her claims until the caller herself began to recognize the inherent contradictions in her own narrative. By remaining calm and asking pointed, strategic questions, O'Brien transformed what could have been a confrontational exchange into a compelling lesson about the dangers of consuming media narratives without critical thinking, demonstrating why he is really widely regarded as one of the most skilled broadcasters in addressing prejudiced viewpoints. In the digital age, we've become unwitting participants in a dangerous game of media manipulation where our opinions are no longer truly our own, but carefully curated narratives designed to provoke and polarize. Just like Alby's toxic online persona, the media has mastered the art of spinning stories that prey on our emotions, transforming complex human experiences into sensationalist soundbites that spread faster than wildfire. We've become so accustomed to being spoon-fed perspectives that we've forgotten the critical skill of independent thinking, allowing headlines and biased commentators to shape our worldview without ever questioning the underlying motivations. It's a subtle form of intellectual surrender where we abdicate our responsibility to think critically and instead outsource our opinions to talking heads who profit from division and controversy. The result? A society increasingly divided, where nuance is lost, empathy is diminished, and the real stories, the human stories, get buried beneath layers of manufactured outrage and clickbait sensationalism. Karma's digital comeuppance, when negativity boomerangs back. So, picture this. A caller from abroad, determined to unleash a verbal tirade against Meghan Markle, winds up becoming a prime example of how not to construct an argument. Her international long-distance criticism quickly unravels, transforming from a supposed takedown into, well, a comedic spectacle of self-destruction. Tripping over her own words with the grace of a newborn giraffe, she stumbles through her points, each sentence more convoluted than the last, inadvertently revealing more about her own confusion than any supposed insight into Markle's character. It's almost as if the universe conspires in real time to demonstrate the very karma we've been discussing. Her attempt to spread negativity becomes a self-inflicted embarrassment, broadcast for all to witness, serving as a delicious reminder that when you aim to tear others down, you often end up exposing your own fragilities instead. The media's toxic influence when prejudice meets airwaves. James O'Brien has long been recognised as a masterful radio host with an extraordinary talent for dissecting and dismantling poorly constructed arguments, particularly when those arguments stem from prejudice or media-induced hysteria. His expertise in handling evil-minded callers isn't just a skill, it's an art form. Where most hosts might become frustrated or defensive, O'Brien methodically deconstructs illogical statements, forcing callers to confront the inconsistencies in their own rhetoric. His approach is surgical calm, measured but devastatingly precise, revealing how easily manufactured narratives can poison rational discourse. Whether it's discussions about public figures like Meghan Markle or broader social issues, O'Brien consistently demonstrates an uncanny ability to expose the underlying biases that often masquerade as legitimate opinions, making him something of a champion in media communication. A voice of reason cutting through the noise of knee-jerk reactions and baseless prejudices. Karma, media, and the dangerous dance of public opinion. Look, Albie's story isn't just about one keyboard warrior gone wrong. It's a symptom of a much bigger problem brewing in our digital landscape. We're living in an era where opinions spread faster than facts, where critical thinking has become as rare as a unicorn riding a rainbow. People absorb narratives like sponges, sucking up whatever sensationalist drivel the media decides to serve, without ever pausing to ask, wait, does this actually make sense? It's like we've collectively decided that logic is optional, and knee-jerk reactions are the new currency of public discourse. These biased, often completely illogical views aren't just annoying, they're dangerous. They shape narratives, influence perceptions, and can destroy reputations with the click of a share button. And the really scary part? Most folks spreading these views have about as much understanding of the actual facts as a potato has of quantum physics. We need a massive reality check, a universal fact-checking boot camp that teaches people to think critically, to question, to analyze before they amplify. Because right now, we're not just consuming media. The media is consuming us. We need a massive reality check, a universal fact-checking boot camp that teaches people to think critically, to question, to analyze before they amplify. Because right now, we're not just consuming media. The media is consuming us. I apologize, but I'm a bit confused by the task. The original text you provided was about karma and online negativity, particularly focused on Meghan Markle and an online troll named Albie. The new outline and prompt seem to be about a different topic involving a caller and James O'Brien discussing Meghan Markle. Would you like me to write a conclusion paragraph mimicking the style of the original boomerang or karma text? Write a paragraph about the caller scenario using the original text's distinctive writing style? Clarify the specific task and provide more context? Could you please confirm which approach you'd like me to take? I want to ensure I provide exactly what you're looking for.